We're excited to have this webinar going tonight. Tony Adamy reporting you from Las Vegas. Right now we're showing you the demonstration of our online casino, Infinity Casino. We have merged with a 14-year-old existing casino, which is exciting. And right here they're giving you an example what the live dealers look like, and we're going to get started here with the business presentation shortly. For those of you who haven't seen this website is I2G casino.com. Again, that's www.I2Gcasino.com. For those of you international, you can log on and you can game right away. In the United States, it's restricted, which we'll talk about. But we do have 3 divisions with our opportunity with Infinity to Global. And I am reporting this information to you. I'm an independent representative. I'm not an officer. I am not, this is not a stock. This is an online business package, software, opportunity, and we're going to be going through it step by step. So I hope that you're in a quiet spot. I hope that you're going to take some notes. You're going to focus on what we're doing, and we have some testimonials and some other speakers towards the end, and we'll be going through it blow by blow. So again, welcome to the Infinity to Global live webinar. Tony Adamy reporting you from Las Vegas. I am a gold leader, and you'll learn about what gold is here shortly with the company, with Infinity to Global. So we're excited to have you on board. We have a lot to discuss, and we're going to get started here just momentarily. So if there's anybody on the call that is new, we want to especially welcome you. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It's changing my life, has changed it, and it's changing many, many other people's lives already. And it started on August 3rd, 2013, so 4.5 months ago. And it's pretty spectacular. So again, what we're watching here is an example of what the live dealers do on our live casino. For those of you that are able to log on internationally, anywhere outside of the U.S., you've got blackjack, baccarat, and roulettes. Those are the 3 live games right now that are available through Infinity to Global Casino. It's pretty exciting. I2Gcasino.com. As you can see here, it's going to give you close-up views and, of course, the plays and the bets that are coming in. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and switch screens, get started, and we're going to go through a full presentation, and at the end, we're going to talk about our special events that happen over the weekend in Long Beach, California with Rick Mikey and all the unbelievable checks that were going across the stage with Infinity to Global. So stand by and let me go ahead and load that up. Okay. Okay, we got that here. We're going to go through a live presentation, blow by blow, of the slides. Okey-dokey. Hope everybody's having a good weekend. Got a lot going on, and I understand that. Okay, sorry for that delay. Here's what we have, ladies and gentlemen. Online business opportunity presentation, Infinity to Global. The reason for the name is because infinity means we get paid infinity levels or infinity business throughout the planet. There's no stopping. There's no certain stoppage of levels or nothing like that. 2 means you have 2 teams that you are going to be working, and you need to bring in at least 2 people. And, of course, it's global. Right now, we're in about 85 countries and growing. Many of the countries are represented on this webinar right now. As far as the opportunity is concerned, it was started by a gentleman named Rick Mikey. Now, I got a chance to meet this gentleman over the weekend. He's fantastic. I've talked to him many times on the phone. Rick Mikey, what he's done is pretty spectacular, and I'll incorporate my story as I talk to you about him and the founders of the company. Rick Mikey started in the networking arena over 25 years ago, so in the late 80s. In the last 17 years, he's owned 2 separate companies, and he's taken those companies to over $100 million in sales, which is pretty amazing. That's a good benchmark for the internet, or I should say the network marketing arena. That's pretty spectacular. He did have some challenges, though, because every time that he wanted to reach out internationally, there was border problems, there was problems with labels, ingredients in the nutrition arena. One was a company called Healing America Nutritional Products, which is still going on today, and the other one is Velocity, which is Aki Berry juice. But when he was trying to reach out to other countries, he had challenges, so he got frustrated. So what he wanted to do is have a global company. So he reached out to a series of attorneys that understand global gaming and understand global opportunities, and he said, listen, I have this idea. I want to be an international gaming and entertainment company, and I want to have social media as part of my platform, 3 major divisions. They said, you've got a fantastic idea. However, you need to learn about the industry. So go to Macau, learn about what's going on in Macau, and go to all the other different companies around the world that are doing online gaming and learn what they're doing. Because you're the only game in town, and you're the only one that's going to do what you want to do. You've got a great idea. Plus, you need to go to Las Vegas and go to the Gaming Expo, the International Gaming Expo. So he spent some time, several months, about a year, traveling the world, putting together the infrastructure, and he has attorneys put him in compliance with all the different regulatory situations when it comes to licensing, gaming rules and regulations, international laws, and so forth. But what he did, which was very brilliant, he merged with an existing 14-year-old online gaming company. This company's been on the internet for 14 years. They have customers, they have infrastructure, and he cut them a deal, and the deal is pretty simple. They have the live dealers, they have the licensing, which is a Tier 1 license, by the way. Tier 1 is the highest level of license that you can get in international gaming. So it's a $250,000 annual expense per year, $250,000. So what he decided to do was, he says, you have the infrastructure, you have the dealers in Costa Rica live, and you have the licensing. I will give you customers, and I will bring you hundreds and thousands and tens of thousands and eventually hundreds of thousands of reps, which will bring you hundreds of thousands and millions of customers to your casino, all through word of mouth. We call that networking, okay? But we've coined the phrase, it's net fun marketing, because we're having a lot of fun doing what we're doing. So it was a 15-85 split. 15 to the infrastructure company, 85 to Rick Mikey, and you're going to learn here in a little bit, of the 85, 75% of it, up to, is going to the sales team, which is you and I that are listening to my voice. That's enormous. Thus, it's been creating a frenzy of high-income checks, 6-figure income earners per month already, 4 months into it. It's been a frenzy. It's been unbelievable. It's been spectacular. On a personal note, I've done networking as well over 20 years. I believe in free enterprise. I believe in tax savings with a home-based business. I believe in having a plan B, a second income. I believe in all that. And I also believe in free enterprise and having freedom, like I said. Well, I've had some challenges over the years. Even though I've made money in the industry, I struggled because it was a product, it was a Me Too product. It might be 200 or 500 other companies selling the same thing. So I had to convince people that my product was better than theirs. So I had challenges with that, even though the products were great. And I still use many of them today in my house. Well, I was working for Toyota. I was the rent-a-car manager for the big Toyota dealership, and we rented cars. We had body shop customers, service customers, try before you buy. I took it from 0 up to 24,000 customers. What happened, though, is some big manager, some national manager came to town from Michigan, and he analyzed everything we were doing, and he went to the general manager and he says, Tony's making too much money. You need to cut his pay by 45%. So this would happen to me, ladies and gentlemen. Then they took away my bonuses and they took away my staff. It was pretty devastating, to say the least. It was a big struggle for a long time, but I prayed about it. I focused. I knew something good was going to come along, and it did. And I got a call from Dennis DeVoren and Richard Anzalone, which you're going to hear more about. And these guys called me up late summer and right around Labor Day, and they said, Tony, we told you about this online gaming. We gave you a little bit of a taste. We sent you an email. And they left me a message from overseas. They said, it's bigger and better than we thought. It's a frenzy. This is incredible. You need to get in, and you need to get in now, because we're about to open up some countries, and if you do what we tell you, you can quit your job and fire your boss by Christmas. Now, mind you, that was 3 months ago, 3.5 months ago. Well, on November 22nd, which was about a month ago, I did just that. I fired my boss, and I resigned my position, and I told my boss in so many words, it's going to cost me money to work here. So here I am full-time with I2G, Infinity to Global, having the time of my life. It's not even work to me. It's not even stressful to me. It's unbelievable. I love it. And I'm excited about sharing with you tonight. Now, someone from the voice are saying that they can't hear me. Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay, I know, Pete, you can hear me. Okay, good. You guys can hear me. So I apologize for that interruption. Someone in the voice said they can't hear me. Okay, so let's talk about Doyce Barnes. Who is he? VP of Marketing. You can see right there he's $1 million income earner in the planet, DSA Global. You need to understand what DSA Global means. That's Direct Selling Association Global. That is the who's who and kind of like the Better Business Bureau of the planet for home-based businesses. This is a big, big deal, okay? This is like the Grammys, the Oscars, however you want to relate it to. And what I'm telling you is this is an enormous accomplishment for him, and that when he hooked up and Mr. Rick Mikey hooked him up, we now have a way to become the top 10 in the DSA Global in less than 2 years at the pace we're going. And that is a major, major accomplishment that companies 30 and 40 years have done, and it's taken them 20, 30 years to get there. So you need to understand on how solid this is and the power of what's behind it. What we've done, we've started 3 divisions. Here's the first division. It's social networking. And social networking is here to stay, ladies and gentlemen. Wall Street knows it's here to stay. Facebook and Twitter are publicly traded companies. This is a multi-billion with a B dollar industry, $200 billion and growing. We started a platform called I2G Touch, which is spectacular. What it is, it's a software that you download on any device, tablet, laptop, home computer, internet, or I should say iPad, whatever it is, and you can put all of your social media on one screen. You can put your Facebook, your Twitter, your LinkedIn. You can put your Pinterest, your YouTube channel, and all of them above. And eventually you're going to be able to have your own personal channel where you can promote yourself, your product, your service, or anything else that you do for a living. So if you're a realtor, you can promote that. If you're a dentist, you can promote that. If you're a massage therapist, you can promote that. Whatever you do for a living now, not only can you promote I2G or Infinity to Global, but you can promote whatever you do for a living. And you can do it on a national and international basis. It is a fabulous product. It costs over $20 million to put together. And as a representative of I2G, you get it included and you get to license it and re-promote it around the planet. It's incredible. I'll give you some examples of what it can do. You've got a live feed that you can put together, okay? And you can see on the screen here, you've got all the different social media on one screen. You can have live chat amongst hundreds of people throughout the world. This right here gives you an example. You can share videos with people and audios and other different materials. This view, coincidentally, happens to be a very similar view of our soon-to-be international headquarters in Hong Kong. And it's going to open on January 18th of 2014. And this is what I'm told is very similar to the view from the Victoria Harbor in Hong Kong for I2G. And many people have already got their plane ticket, and they're already going to be there for that grand opening. And I understand there's many people in Hong Kong are they going to be receiving their bonus checks firsthand from Rick Mikey, just like we received in Long Beach this weekend. Unbelievable. So in the I2G, you also have your own broadcast channel that you can do, okay, and your own live broadcast. So you actually can have a channel where if you wanted to video, let's say, a sporting event, or your son or daughter or niece or nephew was doing a sporting event, or there's a wedding you're going to, or a bar mitzvah, or a recital, but people can't make it, you can actually video camera it with your smartphone or your tablet, and you can set it up through the channel that everybody on your channel around the world can watch it all day long. This right here gives you an example about assertive communication. And we have a whole training on this. This is Susan Anzalone and her husband Richard. Richard is the International Marketing Director. I was actually in their wedding in 1999, and we've been great friends. We've known each other since the mid-90s. This gives you an example. You can share documents amongst all the people that are in your I2G program. It's absolutely incredible. So we have three divisions. We have social media, which we're going to be in marketing, which all the people in the United States that's going to be our main product. And then our second division, which is very exciting, is entertainment. And then, of course, we have gaming. So let's talk about gaming right now because it's on your screen. We're in all the international markets, over 85 of them now, and many, many more to come. So we have an online casino like I described to you, which we have a great deal with and a tremendous infrastructure. The live dealers are all over, the live dealers are 24 hours a day, and they're in Costa Rica. It's the fastest growing segment on the internet, over $45 billion industry, and soon to be, they say this year it's going to be doubling to $90 billion, and by the end of 15, it's going to be $150 billion. That's the projections, and they're saying by the year 2020, it'll be over $500 billion industry because of the proliferation of the cell phone explosion, iPads, iPhones, tablets, Androids, laptops. Ladies and gentlemen, they're everywhere. So we don't have to invent the platform. It's there. We don't have to invent and educate people on social media. People know. We don't have to invent and educate people on how to do gaming and gambling. They already know. It's one of the biggest, most sought-after things around the planet in a lot of different countries, and some people take it as a serious thing, and they gamble on a regular basis. Well, we are going to get paid every time somebody places a bet, and I'm going to explain that to you. That's an exciting thing. We're also going to talk about the entertainment division. So the blackjack game is live, the baccarat game is live, and roulette. Those are the three live games right now. There's no download required. You just go to that website I described to you earlier, I2G Once you're a customer into our grid, you're going to get a username and a password. You take that username and password, and you go to I2GCasino.com, and there's no download required. 24 hours, 7 days a week. Now, we talked about entertainment coming soon. Let me describe to you what was described to me. In the first quarter of 2014, we're going to be releasing our third division, which is entertainment. It's going to include music downloads. It's going to be state-of-the-art music downloads, never hit the network marketing industry before. It's going to take it by storm. They're talking about adding horse racing in sports. And we're also talking about adding other different services that are going to be rolled out. And one of our big goals for 2014 is to acquire multiple brick-and-mortar casinos and hotels, hotel-casino combined, where we as I2G representatives can travel to these destinations on pennies on the dollar, gamble in the casinos, which we're going to own, and we're going to get profits of, and everybody that goes to that casino, when they leave or when they're introduced to it, they're going to be told to go to the I2G casino, the online casino of choice, so when they leave the building or they hear about it through word of mouth, they can leave the building and gamble online, and we get all the profits every time somebody places a bet. That's exciting. So that's going to be announced more so in the first quarter of 14 but I wanted to give you a little glimpse of it right now. So let's talk about how do you get started in the opportunity to be an I2G representative like I am. Now keep in mind, this is not a stock. This is not a security. You are not buying any part of the business. This is a purchase of an online software, and it gives you the right to relicense the casino and the opportunity around the world in all the countries that we're located in, which is quite a few, okay? As a novice, a player, a high roller, or an emperor, every one of those needs to purchase the business software. It's $19.95. So basically for $20, you're going to get your own website. It's personalized to you. It's going to do all your tracking for you. It's going to do your bookkeeping for you. It's going to do your payroll. It's going to do all your credit card transactions of people that join. It's going to do your monthly reoccurring transactions. And at the end of the year, it's going to give you annual reports. And it's all for $20. Are you kidding me? Every year you pay that. It's a tax-deductible expense. And it's real time. So you can find out real time every single minute, every single day of what's going on in your business. It's incredible. And it's soon to be in multiple languages, okay? Now, as a novice, you can purchase a $100 online software package, which is going to give you some benefits, which I'm going to explain to you. It's also, as a novice in the United States, $50 per month to keep your activity in your account live, and you're going to be able to participate in the online entertainment division that I was describing, and the online social networking division that I was describing. In the United States, you are not allowed to do the online gambling. It's not allowed yet. But in the near future, it's projected to be available. 3 states right now have passed it on a small scale, but we're expecting it to grow this year and next year. So the U.S. pays $50. In the international market, anywhere outside the U.S., as a novice, it's $25 per month, but you get chips inside your I2G casino accounts. And that account is your account. And those chips need to be gambled. They need to be played because you're spending the money. You might as well log on and play some baccarat or play some roulette or play some live blackjack. You might as well because you're required to do so, and you have 30 days to do it until the next month. That's the way it's set up. So this way there's volume going through the binary, volume going through the business. All the representatives need to be active. It's that simple. This is a business. This is not a hobby. This is not crochet or a painting. You know, you're not sketching something. You are doing an online international business. Everybody needs to participate and be active. It's that simple. As a player, you still pay the $19.95, and you also have a $400 out-of-pocket to set up your player online package, which gives you more bandwidth and it gives you more bells and whistles and bonuses, which we're going to explain. It's $60 per month in the U.S. to keep it live for other services, and internationally it's $50 for $50 worth of chips that you get to buy and you get to bet them. It's that simple. As a high roller, it's the same $19.95. It's a $600 package. You get more benefits and bonuses, which we're going to explain. $75 per month in the United States to keep it active, and all of those expenses are tax-deductible expenses. Talk to your tax person about that. And international, it's $100, but you get $100 worth of chips. You need to play them, or have somebody in your inner circle play them through your website. They need to be played. As an emperor, this is the best package of them all for those of you that really see the big picture. I am an emperor. I personally have been an emperor since November. It's been exciting. I have been blessed to have this opportunity this early, and I've earned some very good extra income throughout the last few months. So let me tell you what it is as an emperor. It's a one-time $5,000 expense. It's tax deductible. Again, it's not a stock. It's not a security. You're buying an online software package. You're going to participate in all 3 divisions if you're outside the U.S. If you're in the U.S., you can participate in 2, but as an emperor, and all the other ones, you can still earn money off of the international gambling. You just can't participate, and that's what I've done. I have personally sponsored people in Canada and Asia and different parts of the world and Europe. However, they are gambling. I am earning money off of them. Well, as an emperor, the first year in both the U.S. and international, your auto ship is included. It's $200 a month, which would be roughly $2,400 a year. It's included in your $5,000. After that, it's going to be $200 a month. Well, you might say, well, that's kind of high. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, when you understand the power of the emperor position, you're going to say, no big deal, that's a drop in the bucket, because it's going to be a small expense compared to what you're going to earn, and you can just take it out of your monthly proceeds, which you're going to learn what I'm going to explain to you. Now, one more thing I want to talk to you about before I go to the next slide is that of those dollar amounts, 100, 400, 600, and 5,000, 60% of those figures are going to go into what is called the binary and the commission plan, which we're going to talk about. So 60% of 5,000 is 3,000. We call them points. So when I say 3,000 points, then you know that someone bought the emperor and 3,000 points go into the grid. As a high roller, it's 360 points. Player, it's 240, and as a novice, it's 60 points that go into the binary. We have 6 ways to make money, ladies and gentlemen, 6 ways to get paid. And I'm really, really excited because I have been hitting almost all of them since I've become an emperor. Here they are. Number 1, fast start bonus. That means this. You bring in somebody that purchases either the emperor, high roller, player, or novice package, and you're going to get 10% over here on the right, 10% of what they buy. 500, 60, 40, or 10. You bring in an emperor for 5,000, they get a lot of benefits. You get 500, and you're at the end of the week, and you get paid next week. So you don't have to wait a month or 2 or 3. You get it right away. Pretty exciting. There's no limit to the number of people you can bring in. So more the better. But you need to bring in 2, and that brings in income stream number 2. It's called the binary income. Binary. Bi means 2. So that means you need to bring in 2 people, and you are building 2 separate legs. Over here, you're building your left leg and your right leg. So here you are, you're starting your IBO, your independent business organization. That's you. You get a 6-digit ID number, and that business organization can go worldwide right now, today, immediately. You need to bring in 2 people. Once you have 300 points on your left and 300 points on your right, whether you brought them in or not, you did what is called a binary cycle, which is here in the middle in the green. Over on the right, if you are an emperor, it talks about the commission you're going to earn. An emperor gets $60 per cycle. A high roller gets 50, a player 40, and a novice 30. That means as a novice, you're doing the exact same work, but you're getting half the money. Now, personally, I started out as a novice. That's all I had at the time, money-wise. Then I upgraded. But my point is, if you have the funds to become a bigger package, it's wise, if you're really going to do this business, to get the biggest one you can, because you're going to not leave as much money on the table, or you're not going to leave any money on the table. Well, here's what happens. You need to bring in 2 people, John and Mary. So I'm going to give you the example. You brought in John through your website. You personally sponsored John. He became an emperor. He bought the $5,000 package. He saw the big benefits. 3,000 points are going to go on your left side with John. Mary, on the other hand, comes in on your right side. She also becomes an emperor. She sees the big picture. 3,000 points are on your right side. So here's what you get. John and Mary are both emperors. You get 10% of what they bought, so you get 500 from each person. That's $1,000 profit. Then there are 3,000 points on each side, and for every 300 points, you cycle. So you cycle 10 times, because 300 into 3,000 is 10 times. And as an emperor over there to the right, you made $60 per cycle. Someone asked a question in the chat box, what constitutes a point? And I said it a moment ago, and I'll say it again. When somebody comes in here in this package right here, all these packages in the middle, whatever they buy, 60% of that is points. 3,000 points, 360 points, 240, and 60. That's what points are. And then they go here in the binary. So going further, if you sponsored John and Mary, they went ahead and became emperors. You made $1,000 in commissions, but you also cycled 10 times, and you made $600, because 10 times 60 is 600. In that example, you made $1,600. As John and Mary build their grid, if they bring in their 2 people and they bring in their 2, and it goes down, 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 down around the planet, every country you can think of around the world, China, Russia, Australia, every part of Europe, South Africa, all parts of Africa, Canada, Brazil, Mexico. Think about it. Japan, Hong Kong, Thailand, Taiwan, Singapore, Philippines. Doesn't matter. Anywhere in the world that people want to join, and by the way, all those countries are in my group right now. Anywhere they want to join, unlimited levels. That's why they call it infinity to global. Infinity levels. 2 is 2 teams. You bring in 2, and it's global. It's that simple. John and Mary are building a global business underneath you, and so are you. You can bring in more than just 2. I've brought in over 20. So as the 3rd and 4th people come in, they sprinkle underneath everybody else. We call that spillover or love from above. As it starts to grow, you get at volume. All those points roll up to either your left or your right side. When you have 300 on your left and 300 on your right, you cycle. In the month of November, I cycled 200 times. As an emperor, that's $60 per cycle. 200 times 60. Run the math. That's what I did in November. That's why I retired my boss. This right here, ladies and gentlemen, will make you a fortune, this binary income. Now, I've got some bad news, but it's a positive bad news. Look at the top right here. $35,000 cap per week. Not per year, not per month, per week. That's still significant. That breaks down to about $150,000 a month, and it breaks down about $1.8 million per year. Now, if that's not enough income, I guess you could always get a part-time job or something, which I know you won't do, but I'm just trying to make a point. That's a good thing because that does not have creep, which is a situation in binary plans where the company is paying too much. So this is actually a good thing. So take this as a positive. This is the only part of our plan where there's a cap. Everything else, it's sky is the limit. Income stream number 3 is your bonus plan when it comes to matching check bonus. Now let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. This is exciting. I personally have been matching checks now for the last 8 weeks or so, and I am jacked up excited about it because people in my team are earning money. And that's more exciting and more rewarding to me than ever because I'm serving them, I'm helping them, I'm building their business, and I'm helping them grow. They're making money, and the company at I2G is rewarding me at 20% of everybody that I bring in, 15% of the binary of who they bring in, 10 on who they bring in, and 10 on who they bring in, and 10 on who they bring in. 5 generations of people. So John brings in Sue, who brings in Charlie, who brings in Andrea, who brings in Stephen. But if I bring in 10 people wide in my first generation, they bring in 10, which is 100. They bring in 10, which is 1,000. They bring in 10, which is 10,000. I can go ahead and, sorry about that, I can go ahead and match all those people when they make money in the binary. 20%, 15, 10, 10, 10. And I don't even know most of those people. But I'm going to see them in my back office, that $20 a year system. The company keeps track of all that for me. Isn't that unbelievable? And every Friday is the cutoff at about 7 o'clock Eastern time is the cutoff. And I go ahead and look at my back office and I see the kind of money I've made. And I call my team and congratulate them on what they're doing. It's spectacular. Now over here on the right, it sees that the emperor is going to get matching check to 5 generations. The high roller only gets it for for 3 generations. The player only gets it for 1. And you don't even see novice on here at all. So I mentioned to you that there's advantages and bonuses and better systems for the bigger the package, and this is one right here. Novice is less income on the binary, and plus you don't even get any matching check. So if you can avoid being a novice and be one or the other, I would highly recommend it if you're going to really build this business, because you're going to leave money on the table, ladies and gentlemen. This check for me last week was over $4,000 for the week, matching check bonus. Now that's significant. That's life-changing for me. My payroll at my job wasn't even that high. And I had to work 10 hours a day and put up with people I didn't care for and was way underpaid. And plus I had commuting time and gas money and blah, 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 blah. Okay? So that's significant. Now there's no cap on this. And this is huge. Now, in my opinion, this is going to be one of the biggest money makers of all. If you go out there and build a business and you do it right, and you bring in people who bring in people who bring in people and who get it, you can make some significant money with matching check bonuses throughout your day. And I hope you do. Income stream number 4. Look at this. Every time you start cycling, it's going to start adding up, and it's going to start adding up quick. Once you're a silver, that means you've cycled 125 times in a month, in a calendar month, 1 through the 30th of the month. I did that in the month of November, like I described. I hit it 200 times. I became a silver. That's a $10,000 bonus, ladies and gentlemen. That's equivalent to having 13 emperors on your left and 13 emperors on your right. If you want to break it down at 3,000 points apiece, you'd be able to get there. So if you bring in just emperors, you need 13 and 13. It doesn't mean you need to bring in all 13 each. You just need to bring in 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, and let them bring in 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, and let them bring in 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, and it adds up very, very quickly. And it added up for me. If I can do it, you can do it. Okay? At the gold level, once you've got a good foundation, the next month you can hit gold. That means you've got an infrastructure, and those people are all going to bring in more people. You can have 250 cycles. Before you know it, now you hit gold. And it's very doable. And ladies and gentlemen, I hit gold this month in December. It was actually December 9th I hit gold. Yeah, December 9th. I had 250 cycles already into the December 9th. Here it is. Towards the end of the month, I'm at over 550 cycles already. Run the math. At $60 a cycle. I also got a $25,000 bonus. Hallelujah. This is a good deal. This is a spectacular deal. Rick Mikey is paying back to the field like I described to you. This is life-changing, ladies and gentlemen. Put your seatbelt on. Turn the television off. Get to work. This is net work marketing, yes, but it's also net fun marketing. After that, it's Ruby, 500. There's a real good chance I'm going to hit that in January. That's a $50,000 bonus. If I can do it, you can do it. It's on the table. The computer will pay you. The computer is not prejudiced. It doesn't matter if you're man or woman, doesn't care the color of your skin, doesn't care your political party, it doesn't care what your age is, although you need to be 18. The computer doesn't care. It will pay you if you do the work. Your independent business organization will get paid if you do the work. Simple. Emerald is 1,000 cycles in a month. My sponsor, Dennis DeVorn, hit Emerald. That's a $100,000 bonus. The next one is Diamond at 5,000 cycles, $500,000 bonus. Are you kidding me? No business and no company I've ever seen pays these kind of bonuses. Mr. Rick Mikey is a very generous man. He's putting the money on the table for those of us that see it and want to go big time. Your team is also going to want to see it and go big time. So these bonuses are one time, but they're spectacular. But if you see one thing at the bottom here, look at this sentence. This is huge. 25% of all the worldwide bets qualify as volume. Simply put, when people place a $100 wager on a blackjack on their iPad, and they're in the Philippines, or they're in China, or they're in South Africa, or they're in Germany, when they place that wager, $100, whether they win or lose is irrelevant. 25 points goes into the binary. If that person is in your downline, those points go either on your left side or your right side. That is huge. This is massive. Here's why. Look at this. When we hit $100 million in revenue, which we're going to do this year, no problem, that's 25 million business volume going into the binary. How many millions or hundreds of thousands of volume do you want in your binary? That means you can have people underneath you that are cycling because there's hundreds and thousands of customers in their grid. They're cycling. You're cycling. You're also cycling and you're getting matching check bonuses on them. You can wake up one morning, there's 3 new reps in the organization, say, okay, well, 3 new reps joined overnight while I was sleeping, but you had 44,000 new points, and you cycled 88 times. That's money. That's huge. While you were sleeping. That's the power of what we do. What happens when we become a billion-dollar company? Now we're talking 250 million business volume in the grid, in the binary. That's incredible. Fortunes are going to be made with this. There's already people making over $100,000 a month in this company. There's over 30 of them. They walked across the stage. I saw them over the weekend. It's incredible. The leadership pool is the last big bonus. But when you do hit silver, gold, ruby, emerald, and diamond, you're going to get 5, 10, 15, 20, and 25% above and beyond everything else on the casino profits. I hit gold. I'm going to get 10% in the 10% pool of the casino above and beyond. You can do it too. You hit silver, you get 5%. You hit gold, it's 10. Ruby, 15. Emerald, 20. And then diamond is 25%. And you're only sharing that pool with the other people that are in that category. So if there's only 5 or 10, and there's a lot of money on the table, it's only split up 5 or 10 ways. Think about it. This is enormous. That's up to 25% profit sharing. And lastly, but not least, the 6th way for emperors only, and this is why you want to become an emperor, you can get a share of 50% of the online profits monthly on the online casino. This is huge. There's only 5,000 emperor positions available. Some people purchase more than one, which is allowable. Some purchase 3. Some purchase 7. Some purchase 15. It is what it is. You do what you can do. We recommend you become an emperor. If you can, find a way to become an emperor. Because when the emperor positions are gone, the profit sharing and the big bonus that Mr. Rick Mikey has given to you, that see the big picture and go to work, that's an added perk, P-E-R-K. That's a huge perk that he's given emperors only. You get to share 50% of the profit. So if we share in on $100 million, that's $50 million shared in amongst the emperors, above and beyond everything else. And don't forget, you're going to get shared every time somebody places a bet around the world. This is life-changing, ladies and gentlemen. $5,000 is not a big expense to start an online international business with this much profit potential. If you go to work, you can go ahead and get all your money back in a short period of time like I did. And then your income can explode like it did for me. If I did it, you can do it. Now, we do have some guest speakers on the line here tonight. Dennis, are you on the line? We do have some guest speakers on the line. They're going to be talking about their experience. Dennis is going to join us. It's Dennis DeVorn, we hope. Peter, are you on the line?
Yes, I am.
Okay. I'm going to introduce Peter Avila. Peter lives here in Las Vegas with me. He just joined the business, and this is really his first time with something like this. But Peter had the privilege. We drove down, we carpooled down to the Long Beach Event Center, and we went ahead and watched Rick Mikey and all the exciting information and training that was poured out to us, and all the checks and the excitement of what I2G is all about. And Peter, if you don't mind, just tell the group in your version of what you learned, what the experience was like, and what you got out of it mostly from with I2G. Take it away, Peter.
Thank you, Tony. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Peter Avila. I'm here from Las Vegas. And I've been in marketing companies before, and I tell you, I lost a lot of money. This event, it just make a whole lot of difference in my life and the mindset that I have. Well, the way it was presented to me, it was, and it looks like a little complicated. There's a lot of information to learn, but it is actually very, very simple. The software is there, the bookkeeping is there, the payroll is there, everything is done for us. All we got to do is jump in and get everybody that we know, get on board, and what I noticed in this conference, and I'm so glad, Tony, thank you so much for inviting me to go to this conference in Long Beach, because I learned so much. And as a human being, you always wonder, why are some people making so much money, and you work so hard and put in so many hours and overtime and everything, and you never get there, or it seems that you never get there. But bottom line is that this business is so simple, and just to see so many people getting so much money is totally mind-blowing to me. It got me so excited, guys, that the first thing my son, because he was with me, we did is during that conference we were contacting, making a list of names that we know, people that we haven't even talked to in a long time. And like Tony would say, leave the TV alone. That's what we've been doing all day, just contacting people, talking about the business. It's so simple. I just joined about a week. I don't know all the details inside out, but as I'm getting into this business and explaining it, I'm learning so much. All we gotta do is just get busy, guys. You have to have the vision that if these people are making so much money in such a short time, I can do this. These people are not special, not like I want to minimize their intelligence whatsoever, but these people can do this. Tony just shared his personal information, and it's true. I mean, it doesn't really matter what your social status is, what your financial status, or your educational level, sexual orientation, race, age, or culture, or time zone where you're living in. Anyone can do this. If these people were getting checks for over $300,000, to me, it was just like, I have never seen anything like it. And they're not talking about just few elected people. We're talking about kids, younger adults, couples, people from different countries, people that don't even speak English, but they're all over the place. And those people are a living testimony of what this company is all about. And that's why I joined. And it's just like, to me, it's like I'm no longer have to look for empty shells. I just have to look for the pearls. And then where they find it. And this company is just like this. It's totally open for everybody. I learned so much for these people, their experiences, the way we can make this work, and for us individuals. The big question is, how bad do we want it? We always see people making money. Right now, it's up to us. How bad do we want to make money? All we got to do is get busy. And here I am. That's what I joined. That's what my family is joining, and that's what we're sharing with everybody. And I want to see it. I want to see myself, or I've seen myself getting those big checks pretty soon. So thank you, Tony, for the opportunity to share this testimony with everybody else. But, guys, we can do this. It's not complicated. It's so easy. If you need help, there is a lot of people in this group that they are ready to help you out, because we all can succeed together. Thank you, Tony.
Awesome. Thanks, Peter. I appreciate that. And you've got the energy, buddy. I appreciate that. I'm glad you were with us. And I know your goals are to become silver by January, right? The end of January, is that right?
That's my goal.
Let's go. And you just got laid off your job, didn't you?
I just got laid off last week, actually.
That's right. And so you're going to do this as hard as you can, because you see way better than going back to work for somebody else. But you're going to do the best you can.
I have the time now.
Well, not only that, but you also have the desire, and your job is to find people that have desire too. So we appreciate that. The next speaker, and thank you, Peter. Welcome to the team, brother. You're going to do well, and you speak multiple languages is even better. The next speaker is my sponsor. This is a gentleman that I've known now since the late 90s. He's a fantastic guy out of Los Angeles, California. He's the one that called me and said, Tony, do whatever you got to do, but get in, position yourself now, because if you do what I think you can do, you'll be out of your job by Christmas, and I did. I got out of my job 33 days before Christmas, so thank God for that. Please welcome to the call Emerald Leader and one of the top money earners in I2G, Dennis Dvorin. Dennis?
Yeah, hi, Tony. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you great.
Okay. Yeah, thanks, everybody, for being on the call tonight. My name's Dennis Dvorin. I'm a real estate broker for 25 years here in Brentwood, and I don't do that anymore. And I had a little bit of an unfair advantage because I've known Richard Anzalone for about 23 years now. We've been best friends. He was at my wedding. I was at his. And otherwise, I wouldn't have listened because I get 2 or 3 calls a day, and everything sounds really, really good, except you know in the back of your mind that 99% aren't going to make it. Usually it's through management. Even though the comp plan and the product might be great, if the management doesn't know exactly what they're doing, it's not going to survive, you know, legally, financially. So when I heard Rick Mikey was the CEO behind this company, that's when I went to work. I had 0 on my right, 0 on my left, and I probably became the top money earner because I got more no's than anybody else. But I'll tell you, it was just so exciting. I couldn't wait to call people because it is different. It's not the same old, same old. This is really net fun marketing. That's not just a play on words. That's the truth. Because I've done network marketing, and that's a lot of work when you have to explain why your product is better than the other 20,000 companies that have the similar product, and they all say that theirs is better. That's a lot of work, whether it's a product or service. And this thing here, there's no competition. There's no attrition. Everybody knows what gambling is. We don't have to have a seminar to teach people. So it's so, like even Peter said, this is the easiest thing I've ever done. And in my first month, I made more money than most people make in a year. And in my second month, I made, not my second month, my 6th week, I made that same amount of money in 1 week. And then I just finished about 4.5 months, and I made enough money where I could pay cash for any house in America, any city in America. I can go buy a house and pay all cash. As a matter of fact, today, it's quite a contrast to last year, but today I just got done all day shopping for Bentleys. Anyway, and last year my car was repossessed. So if you get into the wrong vehicle, you won't be able to pay your bills, and that's what I found in 24 years of network marketing. I made more money, like I said, in this company in 4.5 months than I made in the whole 24 years that I've done network marketing total. So it's quite fun. It's real simple. You got plenty of support. We had such an amazing, imagine 350 people the weekend before Christmas. We almost weren't going to have it because it was too close to Christmas, but we had to turn people away. So I'll tell you, this thing is really, you ought to take a real good diligence, just do it real quick. I already knew Rick for 3 or 4 years, so I didn't have to do it. But those of you, of course, that don't know him, go ahead and Google Rick Mikey. M-A-I-K-E. And I think you'll see that you can have a company that you'll be proud of that's going to be a long-term company, because I'm not in it for a hit and run rather, where you make a lot of money and then you ruin your reputation and hurt a lot of people along the way. Anyway, and Tony's doing a great job. Thanks, Tony. Back to you.
Okay, Dennis, stay on the line. We're going to talk a little bit now of some of the highlights of the event. And I know, Dennis, you went up there and got a couple of big checks, didn't you?
Yeah, I got 3 big checks.
Okay. And one of them was just under $300,000. There's actually 30 people that came up on stage that had checks over $100,000, and that's pretty much unheard of in a 5 or 10-year-old company, let alone a 5-month-old company. Right. Absolutely. Well, one of the things that Mr. Rick Mikey was addressing to the crowd was that this new division that they're going to be launching and leaking out here for January is going to be the entertainment division, and it's going to definitely be download music. And he's got a software and a platform that he said that he's going to release that's going to revolutionize the networking arena, and it's going to put it on its head. And we're going to have the exclusive rights to it. And he says, you think that the gaming industry is going to be good. He says, wait till you see what we're going to do with this. Because of the way YouTube is doing and iTunes and so forth, we've got a unique platform that we're going to be launching, and it's only for people for I2G. The other thing he said is that the Hong Kong office is going to open on January 18th, and they said that was a big reason because that was Feng Shui told them to do that, those of you who understand that. And there's also people in Asia that couldn't make the trip here to the United States. They're also going to be receiving multiple big checks out there in Hong Kong for those people that are going to be there for the grand opening. Rick was also talking about that other services are coming on board. Horse racing and sports wagering are going to be part of the second rollout, okay? That's going to be coming on board. And when we do sell all of the Emperor positions, okay, and then more than half of them have been sold, but when they do sell them, there will be another position. You don't know what he's going to call it, but it will be a $5,000 package. There will be some tremendous perks to it, some additional enhancements to it, and there still will be some serious ways for everybody to still get big bonuses on a residual basis. So don't be discouraged that say, well, when the Emperors are sold, what's going to happen? He goes, no. It's going to be bigger and better, and there's going to be a third phase to our company announced in 2014. So as we evolve, there's going to be a third phase. Now, getting back to the Emperor position, remember he said this, Dennis, when we get to 1,000 Emperors remaining in the company, in the back office, there's going to be a counter. And every day it's going to count down. $9.99, $9.60, $9.40, blah, blah, blah. Every day you're going to log in, it's going to be a countdown to the number of Emperor positions. It's going to look like Black Friday at Walmart online. Or it's like someone that wants to buy Garth Brooks tickets at the concert. It's going to sell out in minutes. So there'll be a frenzy when it's down to 15 or 20, in my opinion. But Dennis, any other things you wanted to add that Mr. Rick Mikey covered?
No, just that we're really, expanding all over the place, all over the globe, and it's really very, very early on. I mean, I do a lot of calls, some top, even owners of companies or master distributors, and they never heard of I2G, and yet. It's like I said, this is really a lot of the networkers. They might say, well, it's too much money too fast, never going to last, or it's too good to be true. Well, bottom line is that's why this is net fund marketing. It's not network marketing. Network marketing is where you make, you don't make this kind of money so fast, and that's like a propeller airplane. What we have is like a jet airplane, and a lot of people aren't used to it because they've never seen anything like this before. But it's true, it's factual, and the main reason I'm doing this is Rick Mikey, because I know this is sustainable long term. And the companies that have really made it long term, like Mary Kay, Amway, it's because of one reason. They have a lot of customers. And if you don't have a lot of customers, you're going to be in trouble eventually. And so we're going to have such a ratio of customers to distributors that the regulators are going to be thrilled with us, because there'll be a lot more people that don't care about the comp plan. They just want to gamble from their own casino rather than, versus all these other companies. So it's just exciting. Imagine what this is going to be a year from now when we have this turnout in our less than 5 months, the weekend before Christmas. Back to you, Tony.
Well, a couple of things I just put in the chat box for those of you that are not looking at it or just listening. Rick Mikey said the goal for the company, just the way it's structured right now and what he sees laid out, the goal is $500 million. Now let's put that in perspective. Right now, we've done over $13.5 million, right, Dennis, around that?
Yeah, the company, right.
Right, about $13.5 million. And it's growing exponentially. So by the end of this year, we don't know what it's going to wind up. But based on the new divisions and what he has planned, and the new office in Hong Kong and so forth, we feel we're going to do at least $500 million. That's pretty good. Then he's saying that we could be in the top 5 for the DSA, Global, Direct Selling Association Global. In addition to that, all of the customers around the planet outside the U.S., customers can log on in their back office of your website outside the U.S., and the customers are free. And they can immediately get their own casino site portal right away. They use the same username and password right away. So this way, if you had a function or you are in a situation where you're doing a presentation and there's 6 or 8 or 10 or 15 people right there right now, they go to your website, i2g.com/your name, and they click on customer. It's free. They put their user and password, and immediately they save it. They go right to I2Gcasino.com, and they use their username and password for their casino, and they open it up. They can set up their account, PayPal, credit card, and they're your customer. And all of that volume goes through the pay plan. And this is what Dennis was just talking about. This is going to be incredible. So, and we're not going to have any problems because many customers per day are going to be coming on board in the hundreds and into the thousands. It's going to be a frenzy. Social media, I2G Touch is going to expand, and it's going to have more features to it. People around the planet are going to hear about all the different free opportunities and the different services we're going to have, and it's just going to go bigger and bigger and bigger. And Dennis, you're off to a good start. I know that you just looking out there for a new Bentley, which is a nice car, by the way. What color are you going to get? Are you there, Dennis? He might have some static. But he did tell me that he was looking at a black one. I just wanted him to share that. Maybe he dropped off. But ladies and gentlemen, it was black on black?
Yeah.
Okay. Hard top or convertible?
Hard top.
Nice. Very nice.
I drove before, but I always liked them. So anyway, today we went looking.
Okay. Well, that's one of the big goals that you've set. And ladies and gentlemen, whatever your goals are for your 2014 New Year's resolutions, I'm telling you, your financial goals can be met with this company, with I2G. Put your head down, turn the television off, no offense, but it is a waste of time. Focus on your business. And Dennis, let me just leave them with one thing that you did in the early stages that helped you get going with your business. How many phone calls did you make? Tell everybody what you did. Are you on mute?
Hello?
Okay, tell everybody what you did when you first got started on the phone.
Well, I would just call people, and hopefully I'd get their answering machine. I'd rather have that because anybody who works a full-time job can do this business and become financially independent, kind of like what Tony's did by quitting his job. Because $10,000 a month to me is financially independent, and I say anybody out there, no matter what kind of experience you've had, can put, and even if you have a full-time job, you can call an hour a day. An hour a day, is that worth it to be financially independent? Now, in 1 hour, you can reach 20 people if you get their answering machine. If you don't get their answering machine and they pick up, you can only maybe talk to 6 because you're going to have to talk about the weather, and I don't care about the weather. But bottom line is, you get 20 people on their answering machine, you leave a message, something like, I make money every time someone places a bet worldwide. I make money every time someone places a bet worldwide. You can do that in a text, in an email, and then you send them the 10-minute video. That's pretty much it, you know. And then you also use my story until you have your own, or Tony's story. You know, I made $500,000 in the first 3 months of the company. And so you would say my business partner made $500,000 in the first 3 months of the company, and if you're at all open, I'll send you the email, take a look at it, and we can talk. And then you send them the 10-minute video, which is as simple as you can get. You're leading with your best foot forward. You do it any other way, and you're not going to make as much money as other people, because what I just said to you is duplicatable. So someone who's busy and has 100 contacts, they're going to wish you the best of luck if you try to explain the whole thing and it takes in half an hour. But even with Tony and I, and we can do these calls, we always point to something. We point to these webinars. They're for your behalf. They're not for you to keep listening to and learn more. They're for you to bring your guests and make more. It's that simple. I truly believe that in network marketing, a lot of products are very good, and maybe they can save your life, but they can't save your financial life. You cannot make this kind of money. I've never heard of it in 23 years. That I never even heard of it, and let alone it's me, and I'm as shocked as anybody because I was really broke last year. So anyway, if you really just stick to that, that's how I started, and I didn't even have my story in the beginning. I just talked about how that you know, we make money every time someone places a bet worldwide, and nobody's ever heard that thing. It's very sexy compared to you want to try some juice, you know, or you want to lose some weight. You know, because there's 10 million other programs that say theirs is the best. This one here, there's no competition, and it's very easy. Back to you, Tony.
Right. Thank you for that, Dennis. And Dennis is a perfect example of what it takes. You just do that, and then you follow up. You do that, and you follow up. It's a numbers game, as you heard before, and everyone on this line is equal playing field. Like I said earlier, everyone can do what we've done, and the company is releasing this income. Rick Monkey created a frenzy, and set your goals high, work hard, plug people into the system, and make 2014 your best year ever, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate your time. For those of you that have my direct contact information, as you know, the best thing to do is get people on the 10-minute video, have them get to a webinar, and if you want to have them talk to Dennis or I after that, of course, we'll do a 3-way call. Everybody have a great evening, and thank you for your attendance for the I2G Global Opportunity. This is Tony Adamy with Peter Avila, and of course, Dennis DeVorn, wishing you a happy evening. Thank you now. Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys. Bye.